Hi, and welcome to your tutorial on Prophia's Custom Fields feature. With this feature, you can organize your portfolio with customizable labels for categories such as investment funds, asset managers, territories, or any other designation that would be useful to your team in categorizing your assets. You can then use these custom fields for anything from simply organizing your portfolio on Prophia to creating customized detailed reports on your assets. I'll walk you through how to set up custom fields for your account, assign them to specific assets, and then use those fields on your homepage and in reports. So first, what we'll do is click on the gear icon and choose Custom Fields. Once we're in the Custom Fields menu, we'll choose Create New Field. There are two different types of custom fields that you can use. You can choose the individual text field if you want to label each asset with a different field. For example, this can be used to list Yardi IDs for each property or unique IDs that might correspond to your internal systems. The method I'm going to walk you through today is the list of options, which you can use to filter assets into different groups. Some potential use cases for this are funds, asset or portfolio managers, or regions. I'm going to use regions as our example today. So I'm just going to keep this simple and do north, south, east, and west. If you need to add more options, you can always click on the Add Option button below. Then just hit Create, and now you've successfully created a custom field. So the next step is to add values to this field. So we'll click Yes, and now we're in our Assign Values screen. In the field name dropdown, just choose Regions, and we'll select a value to add to these assets. So I'm going to start with North. You'll see your asset list on the right, and you have the option to choose all of them or go through and individually choose assets to label with this label. So I'm just going to choose some at random, just for demonstration's sake, and click Save Values. And now that custom field of North will be associated with those assets. If we want to go in and assign other values, we just click on Assign Values and go through the same process. But this time, I'm going to assign South. So I'll go through and pick a few. If in this process you realize that you've mislabeled an asset, you can always click it with this new value and it'll be replaced with the value that you're currently working in. Or if you've made a mistake, just remove the check and it'll default back to what you set it as before. So this time we're going to choose Add Another Value before we click Save Values. Basically what this does is it just keeps us in this screen. So if you're going through and labeling all of these with different labels, then you don't have to keep going through the menu. So I'll just finish this out and mark some as West, save values, and then some as East, and save those values. One other thing in this menu is that you also have the option to remove values. So if you realize that you just want to get rid of this South designation, then you can click that and the value will be removed. Always just remember to click Save Values after you make any changes. So then we can hit Cancel, get out of that menu, and all of these regions labels are set up as a custom field. There's a column here for making your custom field active so that you can decide which ones you want to show up on your asset homepage. Just for this example, we're going to keep them all as active. And something important to note is that you can choose which custom fields you want to display on your homepage. So by default, we'll always have asset name, tenants, and total square footage leased listed on your homepage, but you can choose which of your custom fields you want listed alongside those. You can create as many custom fields as you'd like, but only 3 additional ones can be displayed on your homepage, or up to 3. It doesn't have to be 3. So there is this thick blue line And that's the indicator of what's going to be showing up on your homepage. So if you want to see a custom field, then you'll need to move it above this blue line. And to do that, you just grab it and move it up. So all three of these will now show on your homepage. So now you'll see that there are columns for each of these custom fields, including the one we just created called regions, and the properties that are associated with them. Please note that if there's a campus, you'll just need to open the campus to see how the buildings are designated for these custom fields. From your homepage, you'll be able to use your custom fields filter to filter down your list of assets. So to do that, all you do is click on Filter By in the custom fields and choose which field you want to filter by. So if I'm a portfolio manager and I only manage assets in the West, I can choose West, and my list will be narrowed down to only those assets. Another impactful use for custom fields can be found in our Portfolio Reports feature. To get there, just click on Reports and choose the template of what kind of report you want to run. One example of how this could be useful is if I'm a portfolio manager in charge of the South, I can pull all of my assets, run a critical dates report, and see what kind of risk I'm looking at in a specific territory by focusing in on expiration dates and early termination rights. So to do that, I would just choose critical dates report, choose the custom field of South, and now only the assets in my region are showing up. So I can select those and just run the report based on those assets alone. One last option is to run a report on your assets without first using the custom fields filter. So if I run a report on the full portfolio, I can go in and add custom fields as a column. So to do that, just go to Add Column, scroll to the bottom, and find the custom field you're looking for. That will add that custom field as a column to your report. Then you can go to Filters, add a filter for the region, and narrow it down to the South. And again, you can limit it to the buildings that you're specifically looking for with this report. This is just a primer on how custom fields can help you organize your portfolio and give you more specialized reports. As always, if you have any questions, please reach out to support@prophia.com or your dedicated customer success manager. Thank you.